All right, time for some more input and output with JavaScript, which I should point out is the largest topic in JavaScript probably. It's designed to be an interactive website programming language, so lots of different options for input and output. So let's go to the course website. Let's see. First, I should hide these previous videos. And the next thing we'll look at is this little program that calculates the value of sine x over x. But first, I should mention down below is QuizJ, which you click on in order to download the PDF for your first quiz. So here's the sine x over x program. It has a very simple website, but I put some graphics in there, a pretty little picture of a field and path. So for your QuizJ, you'll want to download a copy of this picture so that you can save it on your computer in the same folder as your first quiz question project. Only a very, very short little modification of the program to make sure that you know how to do it. To download it, just right click on it and it'll say, give you a chance to save image as. So here's how the program runs. If I pick any number that I want to, 457, and click, then it blanks out the screen and it tells me what I entered, 457, and the value of that, which is a negative decimal number. And it gives me the option to try another. And that takes me back to the original prompt, and I can keep going. So let's look at the source of this. I'll view the source. So here's the little program. It has, I need to reload that. A title, HTML head, all this is what you can just cut and paste. In fact, you can cut and paste the entire thing, and then you'll be able to just change a little bit here and there. I think the first assignment is just to change the math function. But this tells you how it's set up. There's a little script and end script, and this is the JavaScript that's in between. But the way that this is set up is that the web page interacts with the JavaScript. So after the end of the script is the beginning of some pure HTML, hypertext markup language. It starts off with my picture, which says it's going to be an image. IMG stands for image, and SRC stands for source equals, and there's the name of my file, openfield.jpg. And I have a width and a height that you can modify if you wish. Then it has the text of the website, which is enter any number x to find the value of sine x over x. The little em gives you an italics. And then here's the input section. So this is actually part of the JavaScript. It interacts with what's above, but what you have to do, which you can just cut and paste this, is that you can give a tag, which is input, has that opening bracket and closing bracket with a slash at the end. And it tells you the type of input, which is going to be text, a name, which actually is kind of optional, might not even be useful for this one. But it starts off with a value, which is just a double quotes. Oh yeah, also the class, you don't need to change anything there. It's going to be entered, basically. And the value has nothing in it. If you enter something in it to begin with, we'll see in another little program, you can put a starter value in there for a suggested value, but then the user can change it. And then you have to give it an ID. So I called it usernum. Usernum will actually be used up above in this spot here, where you have this special command in JavaScript that says get element by ID, and then you give it the name, give the name usernum in single quotes that I use down here, the ID. And then this input type is a button that I push. That's where I click on it, and the value of it is to be clicked, and then on click is equal to cool with parentheses. Okay, little k cool That is the name that I gave my function in the script, function cool with parentheses. So as you can see what happened when we ran it, all this does is creates a little box that is the has the ID usernum. And then when I put in a value and click on the click, it runs the function. The function immediately assigns a variable, var mynum, and that's equal to document.getElementById. So it goes to the web page, that's the document, and gets the thing which is in the usernum. The usernum is the name that I gave to the box where you put the where the user has to enter the number. And then it has a dot value, which basically assigns the value of that to mynum. And then a couple more things. First, I have to turn it into instead of just text, into a number. And so this as another variable, x is going to be equal to the floating point version. So parse float is a function, reserved function, that gives you the floating point of that value that we just entered. And then variable y, you can turn it into the math function. So the only thing that you'll have to do in your first little assignment is to go in and change this math function the way that I tell you to. But mostly it's about being able to copy and paste the code and save it correctly and get it to run on your own computer. That's the main goal of this assignment. And then finally the output, document.write. And you can see the output the way that we saw it. You entered x equals, and then the value, and then the value of sine x over x is, and then the y value that was calculated above. And finally it says try another. Now, remember when we ran it, try another was underlined, and you clicked on it, and it was actually a link back to the same program. In this case, sine x over x calc.htm. That's the name of my file. You can call it something new, but if you do, the try another won't work as well. So you can call it the same thing, maybe change the name a little, but you'll have to change that here if you want to. All you have to do is set it up on your own computer. You can use the same name as mine. That won't matter because the assignment just says to take a screenshot of the output to show me that it worked. But all that to say, what this does, this is another tagged special item, which is in document.write. So when you do a document.write, the output can be HTML, hypertext markup language. And this is the HTML for putting in a link. It has href, a space href is the name of it, the type of tag with a little opening bracket. And then in double quotes after href equals, you put the website, and that could be any website at all. In this case, it's going to be in the same folder that we're in, so I didn't need to give it any previous any more URL out front, but you could give it a longer one as long as it goes to the right spot. So when the user clicks on try another, it opens the web page again, and that's why you can see the progression of things. After the user enters the usernum and then clicks, it runs function cool. Cool turns that usernum into mynum into a floating point number, finds the sine x over x of it with the math.sign function in JavaScript. Then document.write completely erases the previous website. It writes a new website, which just says you entered x equals, the value of sine x over x is y, and gives you this link to try another. And when you hit try another, it reloads the original website, which opens up the picture, the little open field, and the box to enter the next thing in it. So that's how it works. It's actually not the best way. It's a little bit of a deprecated, old-fashioned hack for doing something like that, but it's it definitely exhibits several interesting features. All right, so next I'll show you the newer, more approved way of doing it.